Hello there everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Today I thought we'd try something a little bit different and I'd share with you a profile of an herb. Over a year and a half ago now, I shared a video explaining how I profile herbs, and I mainly delved into the medicinal side of them and didn't do much on the magical. But as I share on Patreon every month a magical profile of the herbs, I figured that every now and again I could maybe share one in a video format with you. So today, let's study the magic of Mugwort, and there is a full profile written up on Patreon if you want to go see it. Profiling herbs is one of my greatest hobbies in the magical world of things. It's one of the first things that really introduced me to magic, as I was spending a lot of time profiling the medicinal, and as you'll know if you've done this before, it's very often that you'll discover magical properties alongside the medicinal when, well, studying herbs. And so it is a great way of study and something that I just really think is fun to share, so I want to give it a try. I don't really have a plan so much for the formatting of this video, so we're just going to figure it out as we go along. I will link down below the video I have explaining how to profile herbs, but like I said, that mainly just goes into delving into the medicinal with a little bit of a touch on the magic. So if you're interested in understanding the way I profile the magical properties, please let me know and I will maybe add another video on doing that in the future. Before we delve into the nitty-gritty, let's discuss all of the different sections of the profile. There are many different ways to understand the magic and the nuance housed within an herb. Often in witchcraft, we kind of designate to herbs and to many of the things we work with a gender, a planet, and an element. Each of these links hold certain energy and specify how the energy within the herb or within the object you're working with works. Each of these things I could discuss in its own video, and I probably will at some point down the line, so I won't get into it too much here, but it is something really fascinating to delve into if you're interested. Plus, it really does help you to further understand the nuance of the energy that you're working with. So within this herbal profile, I will list out the gender, the planet, and the element, along with the magical properties and use and folklore. So it's kind of these major sections. Alrighty, let's delve into Mugwort. Mugwort is a feminine herb. Now, it's important to note with this that feminine is different from female. It's more about how the energy interacts, not just the way we typically gender things in our society. Typically, I try to think of feminine energy as a little bit more thoughtful and nurturing. It tends to be slower moving and a little bit less sharp. But it can be really powerful. There's always two sides to the coin here. It also tends to be very fluid and adaptive, so it's really useful in a lot of scenarios. Now for the planet, Mugwort is ruled by the moon. I've also seen it listed as having ties to Venus, but I personally really disagree with that planetary association. It just doesn't really make a lot of sense, and you'll see that further when we get into the magical properties that are housed within Mugwort, as many of these properties are also housed within the moon, such as psychic knowledge and dream work. The connection here is really strong, and so I would only ever recommend tying this to the moon. For the element, Mugwort ties to earth. Now there's certainly a lot to unpack with elemental correspondences, but for this purpose I'm just going to go over it really quickly. There's benefit to all of the elements, and it's understanding them gives you a look into when it is best to use them. Personally, I think the earth is great for something that you need strong and steady growth with. Earth elements tend to be very nourishing and fertile and abundant. They tend to be a little bit slower moving in my opinion and practice, but I find them to have a lot of sturdy purpose. They're strong, and that tied with the feminine is a really nice, nourishing, and caring herb. Now delving into the magical properties of Mugwort. Mugwort is a wonderful healing herb. It is a fantastic medicinal, but be wary, there are some important things to keep in mind when working with it. It also has strong ties to prophetic knowledge and dream work, especially when it comes to prophetic dreams. And it also ties to protection and divination. There are many ways to interact with its healing property. but like I said, it definitely takes some caution, so I personally will only recommend working with it in a more magical medicinal sense, in that you add it to spell bags to enhance a healing energy around you rather than ingesting the herb. But adding it to a spell bag or burning the herb can really help to enhance healing energies, and I especially like it to bring some clarity to the mind. But like I said, any further use of the herb in a medicinal sense, I would really recommend deep diving into the medicinal uses just to be safe. Now, as we've noted, this is a very powerful psychic herb. I've personally found it to work wonders when it comes to dreams, especially prophetic dreams. Best when placed under the pillow, but it works as well when hung above the bed or on a nightstand. Placing it around you while you sleep helps to induce lucid dreaming and prophetic dreams. It's even said that it can help aid in astral projection. A cup of tea can also aid in these divinatory practices, but once again, it is important to keep in mind the medicinal side effects and contraindications and all of those things here, so be careful. Overall, mugwort is a really good herb to work with when trying to deepen a psychic practice. It just helps to enhance that energy and connection. Now, as it is a protective herb, it can be burned to help release protective energy into a space or hung over a door. It is said when hung over the thresholds or open doorways to a home, it keeps evil spirits from entering, something that can be pretty convenient at times. But it can also be added to spell bags for this purpose, or even just for divination in general. Now, in general, those are all of the things I use this herb for, but there are many other uses that you could apply to it. It has deep ties to folklore and medicine, and there are many beautiful things you can delve into with the herb. I think these are the most useful and overall themes of this plant that I personally employ, and I feel that it is a great herb to have in your personal apothecary. And that's the magic of mugwort. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about this plant. Like I said, I do have the profile written up on Patreon. I will have a link to that down below if you're interested. And every month I share new herbal profiles over there. Depending on how this goes, I think this could become a regular thing here as well, but it's more so a regular thing over there. I have a lot of fun making these. They're something I'm very passionate about, and I do hope you enjoy them too. Let me know if there's any herbs you want me to deep dive into specifically, and I will definitely get to work on that. And with that, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a lovely day. Like I said, if you want to check out my Patreon, I'd really appreciate it. I share herbal profiles, artwork, book recommendations, and I've started doing workshops recently, which is really exciting. Patreon is really what keeps things running over here. I couldn't be doing this without you guys, and I just really appreciate it. Also, if you haven't checked out my other channel, I'd recommend going and checking that out. There I share vlogs of my life, and it's pretty fun. It's where I get to share what I'm very passionate about, and you get to peep into the daily magic and general stuff like that. So I hope to see you over there, and I hope to see you here soon again. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.